Okay, I have my ring lights this time so I can actually be able to get some more light on me. I'll wait for the people to come in. Good morning. Good morning. How you guys doing today? Hey guys. It's a live stream. Oh. It's your daily tea. It's your daily tea. It's your daily tea with me. Happy full moon. It's not full moon just yet, but I see my moderators are in here. That's awesome. I'm glad y'all are here. So I can pretty much get started right away with the messages. But how are you guys feeling? We have the full moon in Capricorn. Capricorn. On, what's today? The 11th. We have it on the 13th. So that is, let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So if you have cardinal signs, Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, Libra, you'll probably be feeling the effects of the full moon the most. Especially if you have it as a sun, moon, rising, Venus. Capricorn moons probably feel it the most. But yeah, we're going to get into, these are going to be collective messages today to see what, as a collective, what we need to be letting go of, because full moons are for releasing. Yes, everyone, please don't forget to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you are just seeing this pop up and you're like, I don't know this channel, go ahead and subscribe and get to know the channel. Get to know me. All right. I don't have strong cardinal in my chart. I have mostly fixed and mutable. So I feel fine right now. I feel pretty good. I would say Cancer season definitely made me feel more emotional than usual. I'm already an emotional person. I'm a Scorpio moon, and I have emotional authority in human design, so I'm just emotional. But yeah, with the Capricorn energy, I'm not feeling super emotional right now. I feel like I've released a lot when Cancer season first started, so I'm not really emotional right now. I feel pretty good. But as far as like the full moons go, this is likely going to be one of the most powerful of the year because it is conjunct Pluto. Conjunct Pluto in Capricorn, as well as opposite Mercury. So there can be a lot of intense feelings. Pluto just intensifies things. So it really intense emotions of feeling like you want to accomplish more, that you need to accomplish more in your life. Or there could be some feelings of like not feeling like you're good enough or responsible enough. Like Capricorn energy deals with like these feelings of putting yourself down sometimes, or like there's too much limitations in your life or mediocrity in your life. And the Capricorn is all about achievements. It's all about success and just climbing that ladder. And so you may have a lot of intense emotions surrounding those themes, like career as well can be one that really comes up, and just your level of success and how you're measuring the level of success you have. But because it's in a full moon, I more so feel like this is you're needing to release the limitations and release those beliefs that your things and your accomplishments make you worthy, because they don't. You are worthy because you are worthy, not because you've done something good, not because you've accomplished something, not because you've proved yourself worthy. You are just worthy. And that's where the full moon is really shining a light on us, is to see where we overcompensate for feeling worthiness and where that comes from. If it's in the moon sign, it's likely that it's come from our parents. And I was telling Capricorns this in the most recent Capricorn reading. The mommy issues coming to the surface if you have Capricorn placements especially, but with this full moon, it could be just this battle with the Cancer season, which is feminine energy correlating to the mother, Capricorn correlating to the father figures in our lives. So there's this battle, this yin and yang that's trying to come back into like alignment, where we're not needing to be too much in our feminine energy and we're not needing to be too much in our masculine energy. So if there is energy that's unbalanced between your masculine and feminine, this full moon will help you to release whatever energy you're in too much of. So let's see what y'all were saying. Yeah, I've definitely been kind of less emotional about cutting people off as well and just ripping the Band-Aid off. It is what it is. Yeah, releasing those feelings of not being good enough is going to be really, really prominent for this specific full moon. Okay. So we're getting into the general messages, guys. For anybody who's just coming in, these are general and they can apply. Take what resonates and leave the rest. This is for anybody who's watching who needs a message for this week, full moon in Capricorn. And if people come in after this, I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to keep talking. So if they ask what I'm doing, just let them know. Inform them. Do we have any manifestors in this group? I mean, in this live stream? Okay. So here we go. What do we need to release under this full moon in Capricorn? What do we need to... Whoa, hold on. I wasn't quite ready yet. Spirit said, you're ready. And I can't pick up things with my nails, clearly. Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. That's what I was kind of just saying. What else is important for Capricorn? Full moon. What else do we need to release as a collective? Surrender comparisons with other people, period. And let's get one more. Let's get one more thing that we need to release as a collective under this Capricorn full moon. Release frustration, generator energy. You know, frustration is the not self theme. And let me clarify. I want to use this deck as well for any blunt truths we need to know before I put it all together. What are some blunt truths we need to hear for this full moon, please, Spirit? What are some blunt truths we need to hear? Third party person, deep, intimate connection, dead end. So we're here again. And I don't know what that means. Hold on. Why is a third party person here? Why is a third party person here? Okay. We have new love on the horizon. There's somebody coming in, y'all. There's somebody coming in that will affect you in some way. It'll trigger you. And we're going to really get into that in a minute, how new relationships, right? We don't talk about this enough at all. How healthy relationships are so triggering sometimes. You know, when you meet somebody that's good for you, or you meet a friend, somebody who you feel is trustworthy, all these fears start to kick in, all these past worries. You start to figure out, like, or you're trying to figure out, can you trust this person? Like, you feel scared to be vulnerable. It's just so much. And it's not always just the difficult relationships that are triggering, it is the healthy relationships too. And so I'm going to put that message to the side for now, because that's a whole nother message in itself. So we're going to talk about this message first, all right? We're going to talk about what you need to release for this full moon, just in general. So first thing we have here is surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. So a big issue for Capricorn energy, and with this full moon in Capricorn, is that if we are not moving forward, if we are not elevating, if we are not making enormous strides, we feel like we're not doing anything. And there's a lesson in that when things are not quite happening as fast as you'd like, or they've kind of come to a halt, there's a plateau. There's a lesson in that. It's a lesson in looking to see if your ego and your self-esteem really starts to deplete and decline. If so, then that's telling you right there that you attach too much of your self-worth to what you do, how much of it you're doing. And so if things slowing down, or you're not quite progressing quickly, or there's a pause, there's a delay in your life, makes you start to spiral and makes you start to feel like you're not a good person, or you're not good enough, or you're this, you're that, and you're this, and you're that. You need to check that ego. Check your ego as to why it's so tied into why you need to always be constantly doing. Who put that in you? Who instilled that in you? Who programmed it, conditioned you? Was it your parents? Is it society? Capitalism? What is it? You know? I'm talking to you. Yeah, you, right there, talking to you. So we need to really surrender to the timing of our lives. The timing of our lives is different for everyone. And what we do as a society, as just people, it's in our nature to compare ourselves to other people. We're looking at these people, oh my gosh, they have it all together. They have the life I want. They have the job I want. They have the this, the that, the this, the that. And you're looking at your life like, why am I not there? I'm this age. I should be there by now. According to who? Who? According to whose standards? It's not fair it's comparing apples and oranges. It's not fair to compare your journey to somebody else's journey if y'all did not start in the same place. If y'all did not start with the same resources. You don't know. You don't know where they started. You don't know what it took for them to get there. And you also are just comparing one part of somebody's life to your whole life. And that's not fair. That's not a fair fight. It's not a fair fight. And the more you do that, it's a losing battle, because it's always like you're putting somebody else on a pedestal. So be careful of doing that, guys, because you're so worried about your timing, and you're looking at everybody else seeing like, oh, they got it all together. They have this, they have that, and the third. And I mean, I do it too, where there's certain things that I really want that people around me have. And I'm like, why is it taking so long for me? And it does get frustrating. It does. But again, we all have different timings for different things. If we all got everything at the same time, then I mean, hey, but that's not how life works. So then we have to stop comparing ourselves to other people, other people's timing, when they're doing things, how they're doing it, when they're doing it, okay? And then that kind of leads to this next part of the story. This is a whole story right here. Because of the timing of our lives are different, you start to look at other people's timing, and you start to compare yourself and say, okay, what's wrong with me? It's not about you all the time, you know? That's ego. When we think, what am I doing wrong? Why I don't have this? why the timing's not aligning for that. It may not have anything to do with you. There are certain things in our lives that are fated, completely out of our control. There are certain events that need to happen first before we can get to the place that we need to go to. So like if you have like, let's say you have this job, right? Or you don't even know what job you're going to get, but you can't get to that job yet until somebody that you don't even know steps down out of a position and that position opens up for you. That's timing that's out of your control. You can't control that, right? And you don't even know this is going on. This is just an example. But somebody in some other part of the world that you've never met, that you probably will never meet, has to step down in order for the position to open up that you apply for. You get what I'm saying? And so therefore, you cannot take timing so personally all the time, because certain things have to occur before some other things. It's a domino effect that can happen in your life. So instead of being like, I'm doing something wrong, I'm not doing enough, what do I need to do? You probably don't need to do anything. You probably don't need to do anything more than you are already doing, okay? Because then you start to have these outdated beliefs about yourself. You start to put yourself down. Capricorn and Aquarius are really bad at putting themselves down. You put themselves down a lot. Talking down on yourselves. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar into your life. So there's some beliefs about yourself that could have stemmed from childhood, or just you feeling this pressure to be and do this and do that and do that and that. And when you can't do it, or when, there's these beliefs about yourself that if you're not working, then you're not making something of your life. Or if you're not always succeeding, then you're not making something of yourself. So there's these beliefs we need to let go of about ourselves and the way we work the way we do and run ourselves into the ground. And then we get to the last part of the story, frustration. Because we took the timing of our lives personally, we started to compare ourselves to other people. We started to get down on ourselves, beat ourselves up. Then we just ultimately end up frustrated because there's a dead end, right? We got to this place where there's nowhere else to go and we're still pushing. There's nowhere else to go. So we're here again. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a break, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. Like if you're a generator or a manifesting generator, your not self theme is frustration, which means you're pushing too hard. You're forcing something to happen. You're trying to make it happen, and there's nowhere else to go. Okay? So if you are frustrated today, or you find yourself always getting frustrated, hitting a dead end, it's probably because you're trying to force something that cannot go. It has nowhere to go. You're at a brick wall. You've got to the end of the road. There's a road closed sign, and you're still trying to push through that road. You're going to mess up your tires. For real. Okay? So this is the things that we need to let go of under this moon. Let go of comparing ourselves. Let go of trying to force the timing to fit and force our timelines to match up with other people's timelines, because that makes us feel good about ourselves. We have these stories about ourselves that if I can just get here, if I can just do this, if I could just get in this job, if I can just be in this relationship, then that ego will feel good. It'll feel like I've proved myself of worthiness. I've proved that I can be in a relationship because I finally got one. I proved that I can be at the top of the whatever because I finally got there. But you know what happens when you get there? There's always gonna be another mountain. You're always gonna wanna make it move. I know Miley Cyrus got some Capricorn placements. Does she? I don't know. Yes, I use they, them pronouns. But you get what I'm saying. Every time you get there, you get somewhere, there's going to be something else that you want to get to and accomplish. It's a never-ending cycle. So you're always striving and yearning and trying to get there. But it's not about what you get. It's about the beliefs about yourself. everything comes back to yourself. Everything. It goes full circle. Is the way you feel about yourself projects outward. Projectors. The way you feel about yourself projects outwards, and that is what you will settle into. That is what you will interact with. That is what you will, entertain and stay engaged with. It is what it is. So that's the first part of, like, what we need to surrender here now. Going back to this other stuff over here. How many of you, especially if you have the Capricorn placements or you have cardinal placements, there is new love coming in. If you are single, new love on the horizon, you have deep, intimate connection, you have third party person. And so I do feel like there's going to be some type of triggers, like I was mentioning earlier, that came up or that comes up when you meet the new energies or you meet some type of good energy in your life. It is going to feel very triggering. It'll feel different. It'll feel scary for you. But you have here, calm your tits. So don't get so, flabbergasted that you end up self-sabotaging this because of some outdated beliefs about yourself. That you can't, that you're going to mess it up, that you're going to fail. Like, why does life have to be so win or fail? There's such a black or white mentality there. Why does it have to be win or fail? Win or lose. Everything is not a lose situation. And if you do approach every situation from I'm going to win or I'm going to lose, you don't really get to gain the wisdom and the insight that is teaching you. If it always feels like, oh, I shouldn't have done it because I lost, or I shouldn't have done it because it did not work out. That's not the point. Everything is not supposed to always work out perfectly in our lives. We learn different things. We're always being taught the different lessons, and it doesn't mean that everything's going to fail either. If one thing did not work out and you're like, well, never doing that again, never getting in a relationship again, never opening up my heart again, never trusting anybody again, well, then there you have it. You can do whatever you want, but it does limit you. It limits you from being able to experience deeper, more intimate. It prevents you from actually connecting with good people. So take that as you will. But yeah, there's new good energies coming in towards you for you guys, and just try not to self-sabotage before letting your mind just take over and trying to find something wrong, or with the first small thing that kind of upsets you or triggers you, you're like, oh, well, this is why I can't do it. Well, not necessarily. So that all or nothing mentality can sometimes get us in trouble. Let's see. Okay, let's see what other themes are coming out for this week for the full moon in Capricorn. What are the main themes that are coming out? So we know what we have to surrender. If you missed that, you'll have to rewind it when this is finished and go back and see. But the main themes coming up for everyone. What are the main themes? Not worth it. Whoa, hold on. What are the main themes coming up for full moon in Capricorn this week? Stop searching for external answers. I'm trying to take one card at a time. Okay, what else is coming up for move on? Self-love. Okay. Whoa. Okay. I feel like this is a good week to know that it's best to stop trying to force something. You have a lot of letters in name. These could be letters in your name, letters in somebody else's name that you're dealing with. You can take a picture if you want to. But first letters in name, E, P, F, or D. Other letters in name, C, W, Y, or V. These can be people that you are dealing with, connecting with, or of significance, or letters in your name for further confirmation. And then we have O, Q, U, X, or Z. So lots of letter confirmations here for people that you could be dealing with, or insight for yourself. But if you're thinking this week, you're like, I don't even know if it's worth fighting for anymore. I don't even know if it's worth pushing. I don't even know if it's worth forcing, whether this is a relationship, a job, a friendship, a family situation. Spirit is saying it's not worth it. It's not worth it to keep pushing, to keep fighting, to keep getting frustrated. If you're frustrated, that's a sign to not keep pushing for it. Take a step back. Step it all the way back and move around. Move on. It's a blessing in disguise that something is not moving forward. That something is just unable to move. Okay? And no matter what you do, you try to find out why it's not making sense to you. It's not for you to understand right now. You won't fully understand it. But just know that it is a blessing in disguise. You're always being protected from things. When things are not working, when things just feel so hard to do and move forward with and accomplish, it probably means it's just not the right time, or it's not the right situation. And that'll take away a lot of your frustration if you take the pressure off of trying to figure it out and trying to make it work and make it happen. Just stop. Okay? Just stop it. Just stop doing what you're doing. Stop pushing so hard. A lot of you, it's better to just move on altogether and just leave the situation where it is. It's not worth it. And focus on self-love. Because some of you are taking a situation very personally that is not working. And you're taking it and you're beating yourself up, surrendering outdated beliefs about yourself. Why won't this person change for me? Why does this not work out for me? What does this mean about me? Ego. Like I said, it may not mean anything. It may not have anything to do with you. As personally as it feels. I know, like, if somebody rejects you or if a job doesn't go with you, it is hard not to take it personally, or, somebody doesn't choose you, but focus on that self-love and focusing on your positive qualities, instead of turning it into this whole thing about like, oh, I wasn't good enough, or I didn't do this enough, that enough. Some people just don't have the capacity, or it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe you were going to end up unhappy in that situation. You made a thought that's what you wanted. But you'll see sometimes, you ever have those situations where you really think you want something and you just keep pushing for it, pushing, and you get it. And you're like, oh, this wasn't what I really expected. It's not what I really wanted. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why you hit a wall with certain things. And when you just surrender, when you just say, white flag, I'm not going to force this. I'm not going to keep pushing. It is what it is. And that peace just washes over you. That release of frustration and stress to be trying to figure it out, and you just give it to the universe, you give it to whoever you believe in. Just throw it away out of your energy field and say, this is not my responsibility to actually deal with. You have car. Some of you could be trying to figure out a situation with a car. Maybe you're looking for a new car. Or the car is out of gas. Whether that's physically, or metaphorically. The car has stopped running. There's nowhere for the car to go. That dead end thing that I was just talking about. Okay, so what about temptation and confession? Those are the last two cards I'm going to clarify for full moon in Capricorn. You have hidden enemy. Okay. Think before you act. Why is hidden enemy here? Sometimes I just don't understand. Sometimes I don't even know how to put these together. But when I start to talk about it, it just makes sense. So we have it'll work out. It will work out. Everything that you're worried about will work out. It doesn't mean that it'll work out exactly the way that you think it will or the way that you want it to work out specifically, but it will work out. It'll work itself out. You don't got to do anything. You don't have to keep pushing. You don't have to figure anything out. You just let life, okay? Think before you act. There might be temptation to, with the high emotions of the full moon, like act on these impulses or do something that you may regret, okay? Hidden enemy can just be that the scenario itself or the situation, the person that you may be pushing for or dealing with will end up not having your best interest at heart, or it may end up in a situation where you don't get what you need out of the situation. Therefore, it is like a hidden enemy, because these cards can be very metaphoric. These are my cards that I made, and they sometimes are more like symbolic of different things. So yes, think before you act, before you just get upset or you act on high emotions and try to force a situation, and you know, it can cause a lot of problems. So take your time, slow down. I would not make any harsh decisions or any impulsive decisions this week at all, guys. While emotions are high, other people's emotions are high, your emotions are high, let it ride out. If you're frustrated about a situation, you're upset, you're angry, you're hurt, you're bitter, don't push it. Don't force anybody to talk to you. Don't go off on anybody. Don't show up at anybody's job. Please don't. It can make for a very ugly situation. All right, so the last card we're going to end off with is a affirmation or two for this full moon. What is the affirmation? Oh my. Why? Alrighty. Yes, sirree. I like that. That's exactly what I just said. Let's get maybe one more. Okay. Mind your business. Period. You have, I am a powerful manifester. You might be a manifester. My friend not talking to me, and I was going to send her a big paragraph on her birthday. Well, when is her birthday? I don't even know if it needs to be a big paragraph. I trust, I believe, I receive. Everything is always working out for me. It is. You don't have to figure out life all by yourself. Things will fall into place, fall into your lap. The 16th, that's after the full moon. Okay, yeah, that might give you enough time. Mind your business. Let others do what they want. You can't change anyone. Keep your distance from those who drain you. They are speaking. They are speaking. You don't have to figure out everything. Some things don't concern us. It's a blessing in disguise, because sometimes we worry so much and we get obsessive and we trying to figure everything out, and we get involved in other people's situations, or we open up a door that we can't shut. And we get involved in this mess, and we're like, this did not even have to involve me. I pushed my way into the situation. I pushed my way into these people's lives, into this job, into this. And now I'm here. Now you're there. You're in it. Mind your business. Mind your business for anything that does not concern you this week, especially. And really for the rest of the month, honestly. because things are going to be hectic, emotions are going to be high. Instead of crying, instead of trying to figure it out and just resolve it, and you're asking these questions of why, and you're getting frustrated and you're angry, just don't do any of that. Just step away. What you need to know, will know. You'll know. You'll find out. When it's time for you to act, generators, act in response. Not from your emotions, not from your mind. If there is something that calls you to action, then you can decide if you want to act or not. Everything doesn't need a response either, okay? Everything does not need a response. Everything, you don't need to figure it out. Keep pushing it. Let it be this week, all right, guys? Let it be. Mind your business. I'm trying to tell y'all gonna get caught up in some mess. And you're gonna remember, Bronx did tell me to mind my business, and I kept pushing, I kept prying, I kept trying to ask questions, force my way in, kept trying to see it through. I feel like some things you just are better off left unsaid. You don't need to say anything. Especially if you're emotional. Especially if you're angry. Especially if you're frustrated. It's not going to be received the way you want. And then by the time those emotions come down, you might be like, you know what? I don't even care to say anything. There's nothing to say. Sometimes there's nothing to say, guys. You've said enough. You've done enough. You've pushed enough. You know? So that's the message for this week, y'all. Go ahead and watch this about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times and send this to about 10, 15, 20 people. So everybody can understand the message of the week. It's to mind your business. And to stop pushing so hard. Give yourself a pat on the back for just being alive sometimes. You don't have to work 25 million hours and be accomplished in 75 million things for you to be a good person. Give yourself some props, okay? All right, guys. So you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you very soon. I'm going to be finishing up the monthlies. I think I'm going to do Aries next. I still got Aries, Leo, Gemini, I think Taurus. I think those are the last 4 signs. But yeah, have a great day. And remember what I said. I'm at Tarot by Bronx. Love you guys.